Hey, good morning, David, George, Kevin, Dan, Hawk, Rongamer, Francois, David, Larry, T, and Arturo. Good morning, everybody. If you want to chat with me while I'm live, all you gotta do is be a subscriber right over there, right where the monster can is. This is the morning monster because I drink monster and not coffee in the morning. Not a hot liquids person. So, anyway. Welcome to the stream. If you've never been here before, welcome, extra welcome. Let me know in the chat if you're new, because I love to welcome brand new people. And you should hit the bell with the doodads, because I do this every single morning on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. I also take your requests for at least 30 minutes. Call it 30 minutes of awesome. Lately, it's been going over an hour with all the requests. I mean, for weeks now. And yeah. So we hang out, have a good time. I try to give you actual valuable information, unlike a lot of people out there that just want your money. I, I appreciate the money, and if you want to hang out with me all day, links in below for Discord. You have to be a paid member basically, and you get in Discord. And I chat with everybody all day, give you charts and information, and update you on the twists and turns of the day. So, yeah. How do you find the Earnings Whisper calendar for the week? Yeah, so I'll show you my way. I don't know if it's the way. I'll show you a way. Let me something's weird with my charts here. Hold on. I was about to pop it up and the browser is just spinning. That's not good. No bueno. Let's see. I'm on the line. Let's see. We have to reload TradingView. I can spell it. There we go. Still nothing. That's cool. There we go. All right. Let's do this first. Throw that up there. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation here, informational, educational, hopefully fun. If you're not having fun, I mean, what's the point in life, right? It's not a recommendation to buy or sell anything. Don't buy the thing in the description if you don't want to. Don't buy any stock, any option, anything. Don't put risk in the market. Remember, there is substantial risk of loss. If you desire personal financial advice on what to do in the markets, you need to hire and consult a financial advisor that has a fiduciary duty to take care of you. And the question was, how the devil do you get earnings whispers? At the risk of showing my personal information here, Google search earnings whisper. You can go to Twitter, or lately, because Twitter's all weird and I don't have a Twitter account or an X account or whatever you want to call it, I go to stock twits right here and pop on right here, scroll down, and they got it right there. Or you can go, they have a little link. If you look right down here, they have like eps.sh/cal, and it'll take you to their website. So, oh, there's my personal information. Awesome. I thought that would happen. Awesome. Anyway, God love Chrome. So there you go. There's one way to do it. All right. So what's up with TradingView? May have to kill the browser and restart, I guess, or load it up on a different browser. No bueno. No bueno. Let's see. See if we can reload this one. Well, if at first you don't succeed, don't use TradingView. There we go. That's the updated chart. All right, so S&P 500. This is potential path forward. We came up, bounced right off that resistance zone. That's I've been talking about for a while. I expected us to top here. We didn't. We busted right on through. We hit the 1272, classic move, retraced back right dang near. I think during the day we touched the 100 and then launched off, hit the 1618. Now in for a bigger correction. I would expect a 3-wave type correction. Now we could go a little deeper. We could retrace now. The kind of the ideal proportions I drew on here are just based on my personal experience. Now let's zoom up on this and talk about it just a little bit right here. So what we have, if you run a fib line from this high right down here, you can see that we have a 618 bounce right here. Classic move, right down, bounce. That's roughly, I mean, these are all just a wild guess. Almost said a word I shouldn't on the live stream. Now we could bounce from right here. And we could do this, and then that. And this move right here would be proportional to that move and take us right down there. We don't have to extend down anymore right now. We could just bounce right now. 45.50 area on the SPX. Maybe a point where we come up to. This is just a simplified daily chart based on the closes. Doesn't even include the other price action. So just looking at this, and this is just a simplified way to look at it. We may see a move down into this 43.66 area. Just based on that, it could hold up here at 44.36 and then go higher. And this could take well out into September. I mean, this could even take, we could be looking at it going like out like this. Fast drop. Of course, the whole thing could go super fast. We could just go boom, 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 and clear this up. These corrections back here, you know, right now I'm looking at this as a 4th wave. This one took, just kind of measure this really quickly. That one took roughly 26 bars. So, theory of alternation, either the current move is going to take 2 to 4 times longer than that. It'd be 52 trading days. That gets to be quite a while. That's like getting close to 3 months. You know, the one there, 37 days. So, you know, you're looking at 60, 74 days to potentially 4 times longer than that. You know, took about a month. Or we're looking at like a half to a quarter of that. This being the long one. And, you know, it's like, what is the theory of alternation? It has to do with Elliott wave theory. And it's kind of nerdy, but so we could either do it in half the time or like 4 times the time. Like that's kind of the span there. So, all right. Anyway, moving on. So that's the outlook for the S&P 500 right now. Let me remove some fib lines, kind of expecting a retrace of some sort here. It could bounce from here, or it could go, the classic move would be down to the 1272 there. And before we, let's see, let's clear it back up the way it was. There we go. Down to the 1272, retrace back up to the 618, which, when I clear that back up, pull that back down to that 1272, that 618 level, 45.30, and then push on down. That would be a classic pattern. Does it have to do that? No. Is it just like one possibility? Yeah, it's kind of the high probability correction pattern. But you know what? If this thing is super bullish, we may come up short. Like it may just do a small correction. It could retrace back to the 1272 here and take off, break out higher than this point right here. If it does correct down to here around 44.30, and then we break out above this level right in here, back above 45, say 45.60, we're probably going on extensions. And this can make a whole new leg higher, and that leg higher can be a significant move higher. It can be like the size of this thing back here. We can do that and be looking at new all-time high, possibly in October, maybe even September. All right. So don't get overly bearish right now. We're right at the borderline of a 3% correction. That thing could pull right down to that 44.24. It could spike down and reverse. If we're really bullish in the market, we tend to fail making downside targets when the market is super bullish. All right, so we tend to come up short of ideal targets on the downside when the market is really, really bullish, which arguably we might be really, really bullish, and we could see this thing push out to all-time highs. Doesn't feel like that's where we are, but you know what? I'm not going to argue with this. This is one of the top 10% moves ever since World War II in the S&P 500. We can do that move once again, right off the bottom of this correction, wherever it stops. That puts us new all-time high when you zoom out and look. All right. Do I think it'll hit 5,000? Probably not before another pullback, but I don't think this pullback is enough to get us there. But before this move ends, probably 5,000 to 6,000 if this is actually bullish. If we don't just roll over and go lower from here. If we hold the roadmap line, turn up, we're probably going 5,000 to 6,000 before the top. And it'll probably top out sometime. We'll probably reach the ultimate top, even unless we're just bearish and we start breaking down, breaking all the support levels. We'll probably top out sometime next year into 2025. Somewhere we'll probably make a longer term top and turn down and then go into a correction that may last 10 years. All right. The next correction could be another lost decade of stock market returns. And I'll be here trading with you. I mean, I'm not giving up on this thing. But we could see a move up into this 5,000 to 6,000 area, and then we could have a big down that lasts a good long time. So be prepared for that. Like if this thing pops way on up here, 5,000 to 6,000, let's just go with that for now. We can see this move that takes us way out here for a long time and goes way down. We're talking way down, probably 2,000 or so. We came up a long way and can't even see it on this chart. And we're talking about correcting that move. Right back down to probably where this was. All right. And, you know, like I said, 10 years. So it's probably going to be, you know, bubble up, bubble right back down. And then we can start something else. Somewhere in this zone. Sucks, but I'll be here with you. All right. Wasn't what you bargained for when you came in to watch me this morning, was it? All right. There's the SP, and that's kind of the path forward from where we are right now. If you missed it, you came in late, you can always pull the slider back on the bottom of the video and go rewatch. All right, GLD. And let's just run through the morning monster list now that it finally loaded up. We've got S&P right there. Ended on a bearish note. And typically, I'm not saying this has to happen, but typically, if we end on the lowest low of the week on a Friday, we get continuation either on Monday or Tuesday and make a lower low than what we made on Friday. So be careful. Even if we get a bounce today, we may get something more bearish tomorrow. It's like a 90% chance. All right. Usually when we make the lowest low on a Friday of the week and it's, you know, we've been up and we make that low on a Friday, we usually get continuation either on the Monday or Tuesday. Sometimes Wednesday, but typically we don't make the lowest low of a period of time, which that was a pretty good period of time when we zoom this up and look at it. That was the lowest low in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like a lot of trading days, 3, 4 weeks. So we don't typically do that on a Friday. Usually it's Monday or Tuesday. All right. S5FI came down substantially. This can lead to a substantial bounce. That's another thing we have going for us. I kind of warned that we may see this bigger pullback, and right there it is. Now we may go on down near the bottom. Entirely possible. That would be with the deeper correction that I talked about just a second ago. ES overnight, getting a little bit of green, positive. We may see an intermediate bounce. All the things said already, we could just bounce off of this. That could be it. Correction over. Entirely possible. 10% chance that we don't make a lower low today or tomorrow or Wednesday. NASDAQ showing on green, little green so far. Hasn't reached a downside target. ES did reach downside targets. Reached the 1272. Bouncing up. Same pattern I always talk about. We reached the 1272. Bounce up. Hit the 1. And then out to the 1618. That may be what we see. All right. Russell is back under the trend line. This usually would lead to a deeper retrace, but we're holding the lows so far. If we start breaking down below this support right here, we're going lower and low. I mean, we're going lower than we've been right here in the last couple of weeks. Not lower, low, lower, low. Just probably going lower than what we've been the last couple of weeks. And that probably means somewhere down here around 1890, 1870, 1860, somewhere down in that zone. Correct that back out. Oil finding resistance right at that level, 82, 85. I would expect a retrace back to the roadmap line at this point. There is the potential that we would rally right up to this 84.50. It's a lower probability move. The high probability move would be a retrace back to the roadmap line. Now that we're up here, I unloaded all my oil, not long oil anymore. GC, I'd like to see this bounce out. Otherwise, we may be in for one more touchdown here on the roadmap line. Bitcoin just continues to consolidate sideways. It really looks like it wants to reach down and hit the roadmap line. It could do a spike reversal. That's entirely possible. It's in the right down here. Kind of did that spike. Took it 2 days, and then we launched off. So watch. If we do get some kind of big pullback, we'll probably launch off. Ethereum needs a deeper retrace. Looks like my alert on BTBT pulling back. Looks like the market's open. DXY into the box again. Probably that's basically a bounce off the roadmap line, going bearish. Bearish. All right, Tyson reporting earnings, and ouch, bounced right off the roadmap line. Look, right back down. That could be a measured bounce. If here's the alert, or here's the area to set your clear that off. I would set an alert around 53 if you're bullish on Tyson breaking out. If it pops back up, runs through this 53 area, we're probably going up to at least this, make a higher high around 57, 58, potentially getting an outsized move that would look something like this, up in this 64, 66 area, right up in here. All right. BRK.B just keeps extending, didn't even retrace back, and just keeps making extensions. And probably gunning for that prior high at this point, would be my guess. PLTR announces earnings later today. It would not surprise me that we would retrace deeper. Now, we could also pop right up to the target. We came up just shy on the last pullback, doing another little echo in the market right here. And that would put us right in the middle of the target if we just popped off of here. But then a deeper retrace may be in store. So if we do get the pop, I would book profits. If you're long PLTR, I've already booked my profits and moved on. And the downside risk at this point is coming back down to this $13 area. LCID also reporting earnings later today. That's bearish. Looks like I would bet a bearish reaction and a lower low. If I was going to bet on it, there's not a lot of money left in that to the downside. But hey, let's see. Stuff moving today. BRTV. Nice pop. That is just a sideways consolidation in a range, though. Until we get out of this range, there's nothing that I'm interested in. Potentially breaking out, but can it hold it? That's the question. Until we get some daily closes out of here, it's like, you could be like, it's breaking out, but it can also slam right back down. Be careful. That's a dangerous thing until we get some continuation of pullback, retest this box, and then bullish. SMCI, that thing keeps being a beast. Keeps getting upside targets. And one of these, up, look at that, perfect. Retrace and pop right up there. Beautiful. Yeah, right to the 1618. Probably retrace again. All in one candle, it did the 1272 and retrace close there. And then today at the open, up to the 1618. Probably retrace before we get the next move. At some point, this is going to run out of steam, though, because that is pretty much an exponential. And the long term, if you had a long-term trend here, we're probably going to get back below, or at least come back to this long-term trend at some point down in here. Some point in the future, we will likely come right back down in here whenever the AI hype ends. All right, look at that one. Ouch. Down, down, down. This one's moving today and has potential to go lower. Support down here around 139. Kind of corresponds with where this was. And until it breaks above 240, I wouldn't be interested in that. ASML almost down to the roadmap line. I expect it to get there. It's not got far left. This did make the market roadmap watch list for the week. Potential to break out if we get above this 722 high. Could go to 800, 839 on the upside on the next move. But also, it did not fully touch the roadmap line. And this one kind of likes to do that. If it misses the first time, it tends to do it later. So we may rally and come back at some point out here in the future before we actually launch off. SOVO, nice pop. No idea what food specialty candy. Never heard of Sovos. And looks like we popped up to extensions. And right up the 1618. I wouldn't expect a lot more out of this. If you were long, I would expect a retrace. Be careful. FNGU has a head and shoulders pattern. It can do the head and shoulders fail and blast off, and the upside would be something like this, right up near the head, 235, and then it can retrace and go even higher. So that's kind of the pattern we got going. That's what we got cooking right now. Little head and shoulders, and this is a leveraged instrument, so be careful. It doesn't always follow the patterns. NVO, that looks like a choppy hot mess. Choppy hot mess, choppy hot mess. Probably going to come down and actually touch the roadmap line at some point here. Boil. The split really messed with this one. I can't even get the chart to look reasonable. It's a lower high so far, just chopping sideways. When I talk about the split, I'm talking about this one right here. 1 for 20. The reverse split. That's not usually bullish. Well, it never is bullish. And this is a decaying asset. It's going to approach zero over the long term. If you're long boil, please be careful. Only do that on a short-term basis, and this is not overly bullish. And NG1 exclamation point is just sideways and choppy, and that's not positive. We're under the roadmap line. We're sideways and choppy. We're within the range that we did back here in February, and I just expect more sideways. BKI, Black Knight Incorporated, nice pop. Still in the range of back here in February. Funny I say that twice in a row. It can mess around in the range here, and that's not overly bullish for me. It looks like we actually have resistance right there. We may rally up to this 82 area and then chop. Sage Therapeutics, pharmaceutical, ouch, big slam, BIIB, another biotech pharmaceutical. Biotech pharmaceuticals don't usually follow my pattern. That's a big sideways, nothing to do. PNTX reached the first target. Can it reach the second target? Classic move would be to bounce back up, which might be the roadmap line, and then get continuation. Classic pattern, just upside down. PKX, POSCO. I expect this one to come back down to at least these prior highs at some point. That one just keeps being ridiculous. That was exponential up, but probably going to come back and retest that. APLS. Looks like that one's going to go in the toilet. Be careful on these medical specialty things. They just sometimes surprise. And right now, with money being expensive, they're going to have a hard time. All the biotechs, we're going to see a period of consolidation, mergers, acquisitions, and tough time in that biotech, medical specialty, R&D companies that don't make any money. They're zombies. They've got to keep having cash flow into them just to make it work. Be careful, because money's expensive, and those are going to have problems in this environment of expensive money. Net, yeah, unable to break out so far. It has the potential to go up here, but not getting there so far. mRNA, ouch, target, almost to the target. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Beautiful. Almost to that target zone, 99.50. I mean, it's like basically 100. We get down to 100. I mean, it's only $4 away. I don't even remember when I drew that on there. Had the potential to bounce, but nope. Broke down. And it can go on deeper extensions, but probably find a little bit of support at 100. Alrighty. That's the list for today. Bias for the day. Bias, bias. Who wants to bias? Who's got a guess? Anybody? Anybody? I think we're probably going to bounce. We may bounce higher than, if we don't hold right here at 45.25-ish. If we don't hold that, if we get on through, we get higher than we had Friday, watch out. This thing can go full bull. In fact, I'm going to set an alert right up here. I'll probably repeat it on my other chart. If we break higher than that high, watch out, baby. This thing can go ripping off. I don't even remember what that was right there. All right, any questions? Yeah, if we get a major rally, Bitcoin will probably be way above 60,000. Anyway, we get new all-time highs. Bitcoin's probably going to accumulate some price action very quickly. So, all right. Have a great day, everybody. I'll be in Discord. chatting it up, talking about what's coming next. And I'll be back again tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe. Links over there. Hit the subscribe button in the bottom corner and have a great day. See you tomorrow.